how can one establish and nurture like long-term relationship connection after the podcast, also continuously adding value? And because most of the agencies and all, like they connect with the client once and after that they tell goodbye, right? Like how do you keep nurturing them and being in the process?
I mean, it's like I hate to use this analogy, but this is so relevant. It's like dating. Once you go on a date with a girl, like you need to. It's so subjective, right? Like you need to understand her personality. You need to understand what are the common likes and dislikes, and then you need to be able to curate the next interaction between you guys to be able to continue that relationship. And I give this example not because like I date a lot or something like that. It's because dating is very relevant to sales. Like having like having sales is one of the toughest things you could actually do in your business. So when you learn how to convert a cold prospects into high paying client, it's a game changing situation. Now coming back to your question, it's very subjective. Some people will have their own way of working style, so I typically understand like their way of working. Some people prefer different form of communication, or they expect different type of connection after the podcast. So I like to catch the wavelength. Okay, what kind of thing you're trying to get out of me, like what this relationship means to you, right? And not everybody will convert it into like a long term connection. Some people do say goodbye, and that's the choice they have. Their time is more valuable to them, and they keep it that way, which is fine. I'm not trying to poke them. But if somebody likes me, they like my personality, and they want to continue talking to me and continue the relationship, I just need to find out like what's the best way for us to keep communicating with us, right? Like ideally talking to them for an intro call after like the podcast, setting up a calendar meeting would be a good thing. But again, you need to impress them enough where they would be willing to give you that time where you can discover each other to find some synergies. Or else some people like to stay in touch on email or WhatsApp or Telegram, whatever that communication platform is. Or you can refer them some business to win over their ideology. Or uh, maybe they have some requests for you. Overall, you need to ask the right questions to be able to get them to open up so that they can get your help. There is many ways. Overall, there is no one right or wrong way, because it's subjective. Like I mentioned, it's like dating. Like you need to understand the personality, you need to understand the requirement, you need to understand the likes and dislikes, and be able to take it up from there.